I'm just a normal dork faking it, so don't worry about it.
Okay. This is Michael J. Coyle with Metal Temple. I'm here with Tommy Victor of Prong and of Danzig. How are you today, sir?
Great, Mike. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. So the first question I wanted to ask is, well, with the new year, 2016 now, the band has a new record coming out February 5th entitled X No Absolutes. What was the writing process like for this record, and did you and the band do anything different with this record compared to the previous record, Ruining Lives?
Not a hell of a lot was done differently. Riffs were written, compiled, lyrics written, thrown in there, mix and match. It's like a big puzzle, and we did it just as fast, which means like, a couple of months in the works. So, we had to do it fast. We've been on tour a lot. Like you said, I was working with Danzig, and a couple of riffs were written while I was out with Glenn, and lyrics are written, and then we throw it all together and don't question anything. Just go for it, and whatever happens, and get lucky a little bit. So this record we got pretty lucky on, I think.
That's pretty cool. Since the band first formed in 1986, what do you feel has changed since the Force Red days?
Oh my God! I mean, everything has changed. I mean, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have the internet. We played a lot of shows locally. We got in a van and just lived it. I mean, back where we were from, in the Lower East Side of Manhattan, it's just like desolate, a place that doesn't really exist anymore. There's just junkies and artists and angry ethnic people and bums and just craziness, and it's a whole different thing. I mean, it was pretty vacuum packed. I mean, it was insular from the rest of the world, and Prong just was a product of the Lower East Side of Manhattan and the whole art scene and punk scene down there. And I worked at CBGB, and
nice.
It was a club in Manhattan, and we sort of came out of that whole thing. And now everything is more. People can buy cool now. They buy it online, and it's a bigger world. It's a whole different thing. The only communication we had with anybody was through old-fashioned mail, fanzines, tape trading, and I think it was a pretty powerful scene back then. I mean, people would go out to shows, mingle, get crazy, and now people are more afraid, I think.
Yeah.
We stay in front of our computers, it's like there's more, especially in America, it seems to be more police presence and more rules, and back then it was a little more anarchy going on, a lot more anarchy.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Actually, I'm from Orlando myself, so I get what you mean in terms of the whole rules thing. I mean, I live in the UK now, but there's a lot of differences compared. Like, for example, I feel in danger when I try and cross the road. Over here is over here is just very simple. I mean, if there's a lack of traffic, it's a very close road to the island, and then there you go. It's just a very simple thing. But when I go back home, it's always like it feels like I'm in some kind of rushing ocean, because you never know what's going to come around the corner.
Well, there you go. No absolutes. It's the concept of our new record. It's the insecurity of the world and fear and not having any control over anything. So that's what we live like now.
Besides Prong, you've been quite a few well-known bands over the years, from your time in Ministry to Tapeworm and, of course, Danzig. What would you say you have taken from these bands in terms of experience and musicianship?
Anything that's occurred has happened subliminally. I don't know, really. There's a lot of things I appreciate about working with, like, Al Jorgensen and seeing his working methods, and then a lot of things I respect with Glenn. And, I've taken a couple of pointers from Trent Reznor, and some other people too. Like I've seen, like working with a guy named Celldweller. He's a very big industrial artist, and his work ethic is just insanely amazing. And then Al looks at detail and will work at stuff for a long period of time. Glenn is almost the opposite. He likes to drop a bomb on stuff and he likes to have chaos in what he does. So I do my own thing. Whatever sort of gels into what Prong is definitely. I consider myself a sponge of other people, but really dissecting what I take from other people, I have a hard time doing. I have my own methods. And they're not very disciplined, but I'm more wanting to get it done, and that's really a lot of the things. A lot of my standard is just to make sure it gets done, and I'll will everything that comes along in order for that to happen. And usually that depends upon other people a lot more too. Like we got this guy Chris Collier who works on worked on the last couple of Prong records, and he's just a blessing, and the band guys are great, and it's a lot has to do with those kind of relationships for me. Sometimes I don't have a lot of balls like Glenn and Al and Trent too. I sort of have to lean on people a little bit more.
When you first started off in music, what was the one thing that motivated you to keep pushing forward?
It's pretty poor reasoning, but probably for the ego gratification. It's like just not getting enough of that, and wanting more of it, and always feeling a lack of that, or trying to fill a hole inside yourself. And I think artists feel that way in a lot of ways too. You do a lot of soul searching, and you're trying to express that. At the same time, you want to get something to fill that. So it's almost it sounds superficial in a lot of ways, but on the other hand, people have gotten enjoyments out of the records, and I think I have something to say sometimes, so it's not all that banal or like I said, superficial or plastic as it may sound. But yeah, I'm just like an angry kid from New York who just was pissed off and wanted to be recognized,
So to create an identity for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, but I didn't pick and choose and model. I sort of. It just sort of happened, it was like almost by accident in a weird way too. It's a lot of this is to me is like subliminal, and these things come around, and you sort of, when they do come around, you sort of have to go with the flow. I've tried a lot of times in my career to end it or to try to completely destroy it, and it doesn't seem to happen.
And I know what you mean, because I think that part of your character is a very large amount of energy. The last time I saw you officially in Manchester was the Danzig show of Doyle at the Manchester Academy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And honestly, I could really see what the whole characteristics of this energy and what you were just saying. And honestly, I think that whenever I've seen you on stage, after Danzig, I've also seen you with Prong over at the Sound Control in Manchester, and I can say that you have a very a unique energy, which actually I think defines your musicianship and also your way of playing. And I think
I appreciate it, but it's not of my choosing. It's all like God given, so to speak. Where it's I think that applies to everybody's life. It's like you are what you are, and you got to accept that. And
of course.
It's like, there's always room for improvement, but it's almost like, sometimes, you try to be something else, and that doesn't work neither. So, it's the mysteries of our existence all impacted into, being in a band and and trying to do something that the average person is smart enough not to try to do. It's if you're entering a whole other cauldron of strangeness when you're doing this.
Yeah, I get what you mean. So, are there any new bands you would recommend to anyone listening to this?
It depends what genre they're into. I mean, I'm not that up on a lot of metal bands. I do listen to stuff like gent bands, like Monuments.
Yeah.
And and Glass Cloud, and actually two of those guys are on do guest appearances on the new Prong record. So there's some heavy duty guitar crazy badasses out there that I really enjoy listening to. There's this group Reflections I really like, but then it's the old stuff is always my favorites, like Cream and Zeppelin and Sabbath, Deep Purple. But as far as new stuff, Killing Joke is always a favorite. I like the new Killing Joke record a lot.
I do as well.
But I don't have a lot of time to scour the net and sit on Spotify a lot and get into a lot of things. And actually Gojira is a band I like a lot. And, it's like as far as metal goes, and as far as hipster music, it doesn't really. I mean, you hear the stuff on the radio, and it's like it's fine and dandy, but it's not like anything I would pursue continually listening to.
Yeah. When on tour, what do you like to do when visiting a city? Do you explore the location, or do you keep to yourself and work on new song ideas?
Both. I do both those things. If there's a project presented to me that I have to meet a deadline, I'm concerned with doing that. So, I will isolate and find a spot, usually a dressing room where, I have to somehow work on riffs a little bit and, then ponder thoughts in order to come up with lyrics. And sometimes, walking and, surveying your environment gives you some insight to certain things that you could nowadays you put it on your notepad on your phone and I mean it's a combination of both things.
In the years of touring, what has been the most random thing a fan has ever done in your presence or given you?
The most random thing?
Yeah.
Well, apart from the sexual exploits, I think there's been a lot of crazy stuff that's happened, a lot of crazy violent episodes. I bet especially
on Danzig tours as well.
Oh my God, yeah. There's always something going on with that. I've always gotten the gift from Glenn of him throwing a monitor on my pedal board and then yelling at me for it not working. And I'm like, well, you threw the thing down here, and he's like, so what? It's like, but we've had crazy things over the past, like we've had shows that lasted for 20 seconds where we played it in New Jersey at some place that was run by a bunch of Mafia guys, and they warned me about a disco ball getting damaged beforehand, and then immediately a pit happened and the kid punched the disco ball and went flying into me on stage, and we had to run for our lives. These guys, the club owners, were ready to kill us. I had to wind up paying the guy $200 to get out of there safely.
God damn it! I mean, wow. I'm not gonna lie.
I could go on and on.
I'm not gonna lie.
When my book comes out, I'll send you a copy.
I'm not gonna lie. Actually, in all the times I've interviewed bands, that's actually that one actually takes the cake.
It was amazing. It really was unbelievable.
Wow. Before a show, what do you do beforehand to prepare besides practice?
These days, I really try to take it easy. Especially when I'm, being strenuous vocal work. I don't like getting into major conversations with people. You know, and you know, I get in this routine. Like, you know, I'll wake up. You know, I'll do a little bit of exercise, and then you know, I try to like be mellow. You know, like really, really mellow, and just not do too much. You know, so it's about really what you don't do than doing anything at that point. You know, it's like I try to get the day. You know, my energy has to be really built up for the show. Like,
yeah.
You know, so I have to really be careful. Like, you know, like even like throwing an American football around. I always like want to do that. Like if somebody has a football around, I'm like, yeah, let's go out for a pass, and then like, you know, I jump up and catch the thing, and I jam my finger, or same thing happens in shooting baskets or something. It's like, you know, it's like the simplest things can get you injured, and, you know, like, so I try to like watch what the hell I'm doing half the time.
I get what you mean. When I go back home, I visit family. I'll play a game of catch, and sometimes the ball will hit the tip of my pinky finger, and it'll just push in, and it's just agonizing. It's just, I
know, it's crazy. It's like, and then that'll really screw me up, like playing guitar. I mean, it's having a sprained finger for a couple of days is brutal.
Or an ingrown nail in your finger or something like that. It's just
I've had that. I've a really crazy thing happened. I was in a window fell on my finger, and it like,
oh fuck.
I mean, it lasted forever. I mean, it was the most unbelievable thing. Just one fingernail completely screwed up like a couple of tours. It was crazy.
Damn. So, as a guitarist myself, I've been curious about asking, for a long time now, you've been using Schecter, and now, a year or so ago, you finally got your signature model made. How was that for you, really?
I just wanted them to up the dose a little bit with promoting me. I mean, it was like really, you know, there's a couple of their models that have been discontinued.
Yeah.
Too. Apart from that, there's a couple of basically this Devil Custom that they stopped making, and a Devil Spine, and it's always been my favorite guitar from them. And they discontinued. They said, we'll just put it out and put my name on it. And I actually just got a couple of new ones now that are a different style of the actual signature. They're signatures, but they only have one pickup, and then, you know, no tremolo bar, and just one knob. So they emulate or copy the Devil Spine, which I use a lot with Danzig. You know,
I know.
It's just a basic, just nothing to it guitar, and I'm almost thinking that we're really going simple again. Like, you know, I really don't use the front pickup that much, and
I'm the same actually.
You know, I use the tremolo. On the new record, I'm doing it a lot, so I'm going to have to continue that. But some songs I don't really need it that much.
So, the signature model itself has the Prong logo on the 12th fret. I'm just wondering, will there ever be a guitar in your collection that will have a Danzig inlay?
Yeah, I do have a Danzig inlay on the ones I play with Danzig. So, but they're not for sale or anything like that.
Right.
You know, Glenn would forbid that. So, you know, that's his trademark.
Yeah, I get what you mean. So we're down to the final two questions now. One of which is a random question I ask every so often, is to see what people actually think about it. It's a scenario. Imagine you're stranded on a desert island and you're only allowed two things: a dish of food and one item that you could really not go a day or a year or a life without. What would your dish of food be, and what would the item be?
Well, the item would have to be like a large, extremely, like a truck size canister of water. I mean, we need that. I mean,
yeah.
That would be one of the items. And if that was supplied with the food, I guess it's crazy. It would have to be. It's kind of a twofold item. If we could put it in one package, you give me a TV monitor and a PlayStation, I think I'll be fine.
I'm a PlayStation man myself.
Yeah, I do sports games. I could probably just run through 5 seasons of Madden, and you know, and then I'll move on to another game. But something along that lines, I think I'd be fine.
There you go. And so finally, do you have any words for the fans listening at home?
Well, you can check out the new record on Spotify. It should be out there soon. With the first single, Ultimate Authority, is up on there, and Then information about how to get the record is on the Facebook account, which is Facebook/Prong. Check out our website, www.prongmusic.com. Tour dates. I mean, we're doing a lot of shows this year all over Europe and America and North America, Canada. And then we're going out again, and we'll be back over in Europe in the fall, and then America again. So we're going to be continually touring throughout the year, so keep in touch with that. Twitter, Prong Music, and Instagram, Prong the Band, so you can see fun pictures of us and keep in contact with us. And usually I'm good at answering stuff as well.
That's awesome. Well, we hope to see you down here in Manchester very soon.
Manchester for a curry, yeah. Okay, I'll go there and burn my insides out with a nice.
We've got more stuff here besides curry. We got some good Chinese places. I mean, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got a place down here called the Curry Mile. But there's actually some good Chinese places. Chinese buffet that you can pay like £5-6 to eat all you want until 2 hours or something like that. So basically, you got an endless selection of beers, wines, all that good stuff.
It's a great town. I mean, it's like, from what it used to be like to now, it's really made a big turnaround. We had a really good show there. It was fun.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you very much for your time, Tommy. It's been a great...
Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate it.
It's been a great time.
I hope to see you over there.
See you, man.
Thanks, bye.
This is Michael J. Coyle with Metal Temple. Thank you for listening.